Now the report on this door was it needs to be weather stripped better. See that hole right there? Look at that. That goes to outside. See? It's like, what is going on with that and how can we get it fixed? I want to learn a little bit better way to install weather stripping on a door or to find out what the problem is. That's what this video is about, so stick around. Okay, let's take a look at this door. As you can see, it's a double door and there's only one doorknob, right? Now see this door? It's like, how does that door even open? Well, on here, if you see, this is a vertical style. That's what that is, right there. See how it looks on the outside? And on the inside, you see this little thing here. You pull that down, and there's a throw bolt that goes up into a hole there. And then down here, you push this one down, and there's a bolt hole that goes down into the floor. I'm not going to mess with it because you can tell this one has been broken off after years, and this one I could pull it down if I messed with it enough, but I don't really want to do that. I'm not going to really mess with this. And see, they had put some weather stripping on the bottom here. See, it's just a surface mounted deal here, and then there's rubber there. Well, what they ended up doing, they just keep this door closed all the time. And then they shove some other weather stripping underneath there. You can't really see it, hardly. Maybe you can, a little bit right in there. So they keep this door closed pretty much all the time. Now, let's take a look at this door. This was the door. Now see what they did? Here's the weather stripping trim, and then there's the rubber right here. Now see how it's kind of ripped back here, and it's flopped under right there. That's why we're seeing that hole. And see, they have this cut short too, and the rubber doesn't extend any longer than that. So from here to the door jamb, there was an open void, and they took some weather stripping and they just mounted it. They kind of cut some little pieces and then glued it on there, hoping that that wouldn't fall off. Okay, and that filled up a little bit of the void there. But see, when this door closes, you see all kinds of thresholds are different. So this one here, this has a flat area here, and then it dive bombs down and then goes down at an angle. Well, because this weather stripping, see, it's just one strip. It's just screwed on the face edge of the door, see? And they lowered it down far enough so that when this closes, see that front edge is going to close further than here, right? So they kind of allowed, that kind of flops down and it comes down further. Well, they didn't really have to do that. Well, I guess they did, because this weather stripping is only working right here. It's not really designed to be on an exterior door. I'd put something like this on a door between your hallway. Let's say your hallway and your area going out into the garage, your laundry room, like on a door like this. I would put it on something like that and have it sweep against the floor or something, and just have it kind of flush so it's not really rubbing, to keep any dirt or air coming out of there, something like that. As for here, what I would have done differently is put a shoe on here. See, you can see that where this one is just surface mounted, and see how it's kind of already edging over, flopping over like that. I would take a shoe, and a shoe is a U. It actually fits on. It's actually goes from here down, across, up, and it has a little rain drip edge on it on the outside. And there's about 5 little rubber feelers like this, boom, 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 underneath here. And then you slip it on the entire length of the door. This door is 3 foot long, wide. You slip it, you just push it on there, and then you can raise or lower it to fit your threshold, as long as you have a 1/2 inch gap underneath the door. We look at this door, and there's more than a 1/2 inch gap right there. If this was lower, you'd have to re-undercut the door, and you look on the directions of the door shoes, and it'll tell you, I think it's a 1/2 inch. we look at this door. You also, you know, if you're going to do that from scratch, you want to look at the door and make sure that it's not sagging or anything. This door looks like it's got a nice reveal here all the way down. It closes, it opens and closes fine. It deadbolts fine. The gap along here is fine. This gap here looks good. So I know this door's fine with that. So the door shoe would fit on there. And then you would push. I'm explaining this because I don't have a shoe here. I'm just giving you some thoughts, okay? You see how that rubs right there and is beyond it? Well, over there, it just folded under itself because it has a hard time right in there. See, that's where that gap we were seeing. And see, that's the reason why they cut that short, was because the door fits beyond the door jamb, okay? Well, with the shoe, you can notch the metal on the outside and you can still have the shoe extend over to here, and then the rubber on the bottom, you can have that even extend further so that it kind of fits right on in there. And then you notch it right here to do the same thing. Then you push this down, you still would face screw it, okay? And then you could get it, and it's going to fit and it's going to seal at this part, not this little bit. You don't need this. It's this area here, okay? So the other thing you would do is you'd look at the door and you'd measure it. See what kind of thickness, and usually on the exterior door, for a front door, this would be 1 3/4 inches. And see, it's 1 3/4 inches, see? And then you also have doors that are 1 3/8 inches. So you want to make sure you get the right shoe when you go down to the store. Okay, and not all exterior doors are 3 foot wide, but you can measure it. We'll measure this thing here. And see, this one here is 30 inches. Okay, a little less than 30 inches. That's because this whole opening is probably 5 foot because it was a double door system. And usually if you have just a single door, usually the door will be 3 feet, you know, like to move furniture in and stuff. Well, they didn't have to do that here. They went with 5 foot. So if you want to move furniture in here, you would take this door out and you would open this door and swing it open. Now you got a 5 foot opening. Okay, so I know that's 30 inches. So when I go to the store, I want to get a 30 inch one. If they have a 30 inch, they may not. They may have only a 36 inch, but I'm glad I checked it anyways. Okay. And it's got a door stop on here. We'll probably have to move that. We can probably move it up higher or something. Put it over here, do something with that because the shoe would fit up under there. Then this door would fit better, would give a better seal. And we wouldn't see that nice, pretty hole down there, see? And even if that hole wasn't there, you're only getting the protection of one rubber seal, okay? Just this one seal on the outside edge, so it's really not getting that much. I mean, if you want to be technical, you want to get the best seal possible, use that other door shoe because there's going to be 5 little feelers down there instead of 1. See, when that overlaps, ka-doink, all you're doing is this is pushed down to the metal. You're really not getting the seal per se because the air can go underneath there, and then it jumps up that and boom, it's in. So see, this is really the wrong one for an exterior door. Hope you learned something. One last thing, when you go to the store, the door shoes come in different colors, so you want to look at your exterior door and your door jamb, your threshold, all that. See, we've got black here. Now you're not going to get black at the store, you're going to get anodized bronze. It's going to look about this color here, like a dark chocolate brown with a little bronzy color in it too. Okay, so I would get a bronze door shoe for this because when you go over there, they're going to have silver, they're going to have gold, and they're going to have dark anodized bronze. So you just need to make sure of that because you don't want to think, okay, oh yeah, that's right, I need 3 door shoes for my exterior doors. Okay, which color was that? One in the back, on the side door, and the one by the front door. They might not all be the same color. You might think, what difference does it make? I'll just get a silver one. I'll just get a gold one. You know, get something that matches, because believe it or not, these astragals here, this, you can get, you know, if your door has a gold one, and if your hardware is gold, then I would go with the gold down there. But if your threshold is anodized bronze and everything else is gold, let's say, then the door shoe, I'd probably get the same color as the threshold. So just take a look at that and be aware of your existing conditions. Do it right. Well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos.